You know why you're not forgiving? Only take this message if it resonates. I got a download about forgiveness. And possibly a lot of you at one point or another have not forgiven, not because you didn't want to, but because you weren't stable enough to forgive. You didn't have the money, you didn't have the resources, you didn't have the self-love, self-worth. You didn't create the foundation stable enough for you to forgive yet. Some of you were angry or are angry about not being taken care of, whether this is emotionally, physically, or financially. And now a lot of you are going to be or are at the point of where you are financially stable. And unfortunately, I say financially because a lot of the time it does have to do with financial, because the way to extend your energy and also show love to someone is through finances a lot of the time. So what would our parents do, if we needed something? Not all parents would do this, but they would, financially help or assist or whatever, or give food or shelter, whatever it may have been, like the basics, right? But I was just getting this download of you guys now can look back and see why you didn't forgive. Now, maybe that doesn't resonate. Maybe the financial part doesn't resonate. And there's another aspect. I can't cover all the different types of emotions that everyone might feel. But the point is that now you can kind of look back and understand why you were so reluctant to forgive and why that didn't and wasn't able to fully happen. Also, with a lot of the astrology that's going on, I do believe that there will be spontaneous and sporadic forgiveness. Not like you'll feel it and it'll just be, it's done. It's done. It's forgiven. All right. But that's what the download was that a lot of you guys were at points in life where you needed the support and it wasn't given, and you were still at a point that was so low that you couldn't see the reality of the situation. And I think a lot of it is, and I cut the deck to the Temperance is about, and the Fool and the Empress. It was about you doing it on your own, giving it to yourself, and then looking back and realizing why it needed to be done that way. It's a big message. A lot of you guys would not be who you are, the most amazing person that you are today, if you weren't given up on at one point. And that's just a message and an experience of personal alchemy, personal growth, personal transformation, illumination to what you're actually truly capable of. And I just heard it hurt so bad, or it hurts so good, actually, is what I heard. It hurts so good. Yeah. To give yourself what you need. The Fool to the Temperance card. To the Empress. And you're also realizing that, like, maybe what happened, to your parents or whoever did you wrong, it was like, well, that's the way they handled and they processed it, and that was probably the best they could have. And they could have blamed you for a lot of things, and you just didn't realize, like, why they were blaming you, who was right. Like, there's this big blame game. And now you're just like, I don't need to stay angry and stay toxic my whole life, or just in the toxic energy of non-forgiveness. You can set yourself free by finally forgiving, all right? And finally understanding that there are some responsibilities and some masteries that you need to undergo on your own with a Temperance card, okay? You saw the light, you took that path, and you became the person that you needed. So the point is that you've forgiven, okay? A lot of you, again, couldn't forgive because you didn't have the stability that you needed to have the bird's eye view and truly understand and have the grace to forgive, because it felt like you're in the spot you're in because of them. And after a point, you just have to stop blaming, because ultimately the baton has been passed and it's your opportunity to take advantage of life and learn everything, all those spiritual powers of yours. Learn them, integrate them, gain that right to say that, I'm also a magician. I can create. So forgiveness is there. Let's see what else is coming in. Let's see what else. They recognize also that being in that survival mode, okay, with the Fool, you're up for it, but you were in survival mode, okay, and that affected your nervous system either way. And being in that constant system overload didn't give you the opportunity. You couldn't process those emotions and truly forgive anyways. And constantly lacking in power, in personal power, also there's not true forgiveness that can happen there. So some of you guys have finally, the Chariot, you've taken back your full power, okay? But now it's interesting because I wonder who's going to go ahead with you on this journey. You've taken back your personal power here with the Chariot. Full speed ahead, really. So let's see what Spirit wanted to say about this message. What else do you need to know? The Tower. Dang. Okay. The Tower with the Eight of Wands. So you've truly broken free from these like constructs, these false constructs of my power can't exist unless I get help from these people. It's like this deep, deep, deep realization within you of how much you are able to take back your power and live life successfully, okay? There was too much for too long that held you back from everything that you were meant to receive. And now it's just, look at the Three of Swords and then the Four of Swords, like cut the deck. So whoever sees this message, maybe you've broken a karmic cycle, like a karmic family cycle or generational pain that no one else has really broken. It could have come from forgiveness, because we don't just forgive once too. That's also what I'm being called to say. You don't just forgive once and then it's a wrap. You know, this just could have been something that you like tried and tried and tried, and you finally broke loose. I'm getting like wild horses with this, like just out the gate, and like there's like, you know, steam coming back from the hooves. Like I'm just getting like you're finally free. Okay, your heart's free, your mind's free. I just heard your expectations are free, meaning like you don't have expectations. You don't live in these false realities. You're not expecting anything. All old control, old constraints are falling away too, right? And the Death card to you know, cherry on top. Like, wow. You know what I'm going to do? Let me get it. I'm actually going to get an oracle. Okay, here we go. So I'm at a loss for words. I'm just at a loss for words. But let's just see what comes out. Okay. Oh. Okay, children's coming out. Look at that. So you guys, some of you guys could have children. Know that your children are protected. Okay, that's for somebody. Know that your children are protected. Maybe you're a child and like your mother, parents might be asking about you and they want to know if you're protected, or they want that for you. Okay, message for somebody. That's beautiful. Let's see what else. Dove, take the leap of faith. So right now there could also be something else you're contemplating too. There's a leap of faith. Maybe forgiveness is also something you're not really willing to do, and this could be a confirmation to forgive, like whatever that means to you, because sometimes forgiving means forgiving yourself, moving on. Sometimes forgiveness can mean like literally speaking to the person and forgiving them. It can mean a lot of things for other people here. Dolphin, don't worry, be happy. The Emperor wants to come out left, right, front, and center. Okay, it really did. It wanted to come out many times. You have and are now, you're unshakable. The structure that you're building is unbreakable. You've got it all. You've got the boundaries, you've got the self-worth, you've got the wisdom, you've got the ability to withstand difficulties. Okay, people could come to you about their problems in general as well. Aries could be significant as well. The root chakra, you have and you lack nothing. You are grounded, you are connected to your security, to your place in the world. You are creating the firmest foundation possible. Emotional mastery, leadership and growth.